Congratulations on being well on your way to making your laboratory more productive, profitable, and less perplexed by the lab industry jargon, because you are now listening to the LaboratoryApp.com podcast, and I'm your host, John Bowie, here to help you regain your lab's procurement power.
In this week's episode, our editor-in-chief, John Bowie, will be discussing choosing the perfect liquid scintillation counter for your lab's application needs. This episode is sponsored by GMI, the exclusive distributor of the Hitachi AccuFlex liquid scintillation counter in the US. Find out more at gmi-inc.com. Let's get on with the show.
Today we're going to discuss how to choose the perfect liquid scintillation counter for your lab's application. Because we all know that achieving accurate, quantifiable results in applications that may either involve protection of the environment, discovery of a new drug, or the production of energy can be done through radiation detection. But choosing the right liquid scintillation counter for your application is what leads to optimal measurement of different radiation types, as well as obtaining quality samples and test data. Overall, this all improves your lab's productivity. Whether it's for use in alpha and beta particle detection or major luminescence and radiochemical applications, it's essential to work with highly sensitive and stable LS counters that you can put your confidence in. So, ensure optimum counting of radionuclide activity for your specific analysis by finding the most suitable LSC systems following our 3-step guide below. First, let's review your application demands and needs. As an initial step in selecting the right LSC system for your lab, review your application requirements first and answer some of these questions. Are you looking for an instrument that can be used in basic research or demanding disintegrations per minute, DPM counting, or applications dealing with low-level detection of radioactivity? Does your research require vial-based analyzers or microplate-based ones? You should also consider the samples that you'll be testing and quantifying. Are you working on alpha and beta radiations only, or does your application require detection of gamma and X-ray radiations as well? Or do you have a multi-user lab that carries out routine counting, in which case you might want to consider an HTS or high throughput system? Listing and answering these questions beforehand makes you see the possible enhancements, features, and configurations, and sometimes upgrades that you should consider before starting the procurement process. When you're looking at individual models, you want to ensure it has a few key features, such as an easy-to-use interface for data management and multitasking. Be sure to also check out its security and networking features. There's now even LSC systems that offer live display and plotting, which assists in minimizing counting errors and generates automatic, easy-to-read reports. Keep in mind, if you have demanding DPM and environmental applications, look for an LSC system that has expandable capabilities for environmental analysis. These include instruments that might have ultra-low level and alpha-beta discrimination features, as well as additional options such as 2D barcode readers, color-coded, or single and dual label DPM, as well as many user protocols with unlimited assays available. Multiple user labs performing routine counting for research can also get an LSC with a high sensitivity count mode that gives you reduced radiation backgrounds. You could consider a model that offers replay sample recall and reprocessing, and that means you will not have to recount and triple label DPM for counting, and that will allow you to use many different protocols with unlimited assays. Second, you really want to take into account the instrument capacities and throughputs. So before purchasing the unit, take into consideration the total throughput or maximum possible amount of data that you expect the LSC to process per day. This will help determine the capacity of the instrument that you should be getting. You can select a unit that allows for mixing of standard vials, mini vials, and there's units now which will do a combination of both. You can also opt for models that allow for counting of radioisotope and luminescent samples, all the way from 16 to 384 well microplates. So 3, let's look at the latest models to learn what options are available. So for example, if we take a look at the newest model from Hitachi, the AccuFlex LSC 8000, this can process 408 samples, and that allows for 50 multi-user programs. The LSC 8000 is also built with enhanced features such as chemical luminescence and color quenching corrections, efficiency tracing method, and sample error checking monitoring. If your lab requires the absolute highest level of detection performance, the highest resolution level in tritium measurement, look at the Hitachi LSC LB7. So this unit supports external standard channel ratio, which is ESCR, and self-constant channel ratio, SCCR. Both those models are available from our sponsor of this episode today, which is GMI. In summary, you can greatly improve your lab's efficiency by finding an LSC system that perfectly fits your analysis and assay types. So weigh in the pros and cons of each eligible LSC system while keeping in mind the additional requirements that you might run into in the future. I really hope this guide helped you out today. Thank you.
Thank you, John. If you are interested in speaking with a liquid scintillation counter specialist, please contact our sponsor of this week's episode, GMI, at gmi-inc.com. GMI is not just the exclusive distributor of the new Hitachi AccuFlex LSC 8000, but also carries a full line of recertified LSC systems.
Thank you for joining me today. I hope you learned something, and I would love to hear your feedback and questions and what you'd like to hear me cover on future shows. So send me an email directly anytime, john@laboratyoryapp.com, or connect with me on LinkedIn at linkedin.com/in/JBUIE, or just search John Bowie Lab on LinkedIn to find my profile. You can listen to more episodes on laboratoryApp.com or search LaboratoryApp on iTunes or Google Play to subscribe. Have a great day of research, and thank you for making our world a better place.